What's up, boys and girls? Welcome to another trade review. Happy Sunday to you. Hope you had a great weekend or are having a great weekend. Yeah, nice little lazy, cloudy day here. So fun day to do some review stuff from last week. I want to go over the Netflix and the Nvidia trade from Thursday and Friday, respectively. I kind of did like a BS one on Netflix while making hot dogs on the Cash Pineapples Instagram. So you can see that. But I want to kind of dive a little further into that one because I think that trade was really important for a lot of reasons. It was a great trade, but it also showed where I was wrong in the same trade where I was right. So I kind of like that. It's a cool process, a teachable moment for myself and for people that watch my stuff. So, and then the Netflix trade was just, or sorry, the Nvidia trade on Friday was just super clean and an example of how you can use really little money on a Friday to make a few bucks. So here we go. Let's hop right into it. Let's pull up my screen share here. Share. Okay, so we got Netflix coming up here first. This is the daily chart. So first, let's look at like why I was looking at this, what I was looking for. Every day in pre-market, I like to have a name that I like to the upside and downside. Sometimes it's the same name, but if not, I like to have a couple of options. Like maybe I'll have like one or two names. So one, if markets are looking strong, I want to have what's a good name playing to the upside. If markets are kind of selling off and weak, what's a good name that's going to kind of sell off harder along the way with that kind of trend. So on Thursday, one that came out to me was Netflix because here we go. This is last week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We had a 4-day week last week. So looking at it on Thursday, here it was. Because we had this big sell-off, but we kind of had some buyers bring it up on Tuesday. Buyers won on Wednesday. And so here I'm thinking if we can get above this level here, which was like, it's 472.51, I believe. At least that's what I had marked. I haven't reset the levels on Netflix here. These are still from Thursday. I haven't reset them so I can do this properly and show you exactly what I was looking for. So here, that's what I'm thinking. We hold above this. Let's see a room pop up because we have a lot of room to the next level at 483.17. That's a lot of room. So if we go down to the 15-minute chart, again, my favorite, we can really break that down. And again, you can kind of see clearly why I like that 483. Look how violently that moved from 483 before. So that's why I'm like, if we can get above this and pop a hole, above, we can really get some move up. And even if we get halfway or 3/4 of the way, and look, we did get 3/4 of the way, that's a powerful move, especially on a Thursday. So again, just more reason why I was looking for this trade. So if we come into Thursday, this is the first bar of the day on Thursday morning. Really violent spike at first, and this is why I kind of got tricked a little bit. I was on the 5-minute. Whoops, don't want to do that. We're here, kind of on the second 5-minute bar. I was like, okay, this is a decent entry. Here we're seeing some green. We're still holding above the level. Let's get some puts here and go to the downside. Go back to the 15-minute here. Right here on this day. Here it is. That opening bar. Let's go back to that. It's showing you why I got faked out first. Because again, that opening bar, we had a 15-minute close. So we had one 15-minute close below the level, a second 15-minute close below the level. And now here, if this can kind of fulfill, this is a good entry, right? So as this is 3-barring down, I'm liking this entry point for puts to catch the move to 464.24. We didn't catch it. Honestly, I should have waited for more confirmation for this to come further down or buy later in the candle. This happened early on in the candle. It's a 15-minute candle. That can happen in 15 minutes, So I should have waited a little bit longer because looking at this one, yeah, it was a big violent sell-off at first, but that's a really strong buyback. Buyers there's clearly some support there. And then green candle here, although a weak one and closing below the level, still not a sure move to the downside. So once we popped above the level and above VWAP and got past halfway of this opening bar, I was out. I held a little bit longer than I should have, like I said on the Instagram video that I made. I held a little longer than I should have on this one. I took more of a loss than I should have. I don't like taking more than a 35% is tough. I like doing a 25. 20 to 30 is really ideal. More than 30% is too much. So I took a little bit too much of a hit here. And then where did I come into the upside? So seeing clearly that the buyers are strong, coming in here as we're 3-barring here. This is a risky entry, like I'm saying. This is a risky entry here. We see that pullback. We're getting back under the level. We close under the level. So this is a risky entry. We could very well just slam back down and maybe even get that first move we were looking for. Didn't happen, though. It closed. Didn't really get past halfway. It wasn't a strong. This is just a pullback, just, a regular pullback. Not a really violent one that was really going to kind of change the trend here. So when we get back above, towards the end of this 15-minute, as this 15 minutes closing, very strong bar here. As this 15 minutes closing above 472.51, I get into call towards the end of this candle. That's how I like to play it. Yes, it would have been a better entry here, but to me, it's just a riskier entry because then you're just taking too much of a hit before you're out of the trade, and then you're kind of coming out where it's really the trade is kind of going. I don't like that. I like more confirmation here above the level, 3-barring on the 15 above the level, and also this is the hourly close. We're closing on the hourly and bouncing back above it. So really just trying to, and on a Thursday, really if we're coming in here and trying to catch a 3-bar, if I can catch one good 15-minute bar, that's a great trade, right? We got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. And I will say I didn't catch all of this one. I got stopped out on this one. I shouldn't have, because once I'm in the trade, I scale out at between 40 and 60%, depending how quickly it hits. I want to take that first trim there, ideally around 40%, and take, most off and then hold your few runners. And then once I'm holding runners, I like my guide to get out of the trade is, again, of course, the 15-minute time frame that we're still on. Once the bar that we're on gets below the previous one, so on this way up, I'm in the trade. I'm still in. Really, I should have got out here. That would have been like kind of following my rule. But 2 bars here, I would probably have already taken my profit. But really, once this closes below here, below the previous bar, so I guess below the previous bar, once we would have gotten, actually I would have closed it up here if I was following my rules, right? If I was paying attention, which I could have squeezed a little bit more. This was still a great trade, 120%. This would have been 150, 170% ideally. That would have been the move to close right here. I got stopped here because I was just, if I'm being honest, I was just trying to protect my win. Whatever. Could have had more, but still a great trade. But that's my guide to get out. I shouldn't have got stopped here because it was just a wick. It wasn't a body close, but we want to see the candle close, and it closed here. Still had some room, so this would have been the better close here. Whatever, still a great trade. Now let's look at Nvidia on Friday. Again, these are the lines. I did reset the lines for the Friday on this one, so this will make sense. Here we go. So coming into Friday, and again, I'm just looking at this because similar to Netflix, if you look at the daily chart on Nvidia, similar thing. Violent sell-off on Tuesday, but some buyers came in to close the day, but then some buyers showing strength on the next 2 days. If we can get above this level here and hold, a lot of room up to almost 500 a share, right? That's a huge move. 483 to 497, that's a massive move, especially on a Friday. And we know Wall Street's greedy and they want the biggest, chunkiest move. And so, hey, on a Friday, I'm thinking this might happen. So that's why I was looking at it on Friday. And if we go to the 15-minute chart here, we see a perfect entry, and I can show you where I entered. Here's the first bar of the day on Friday. Bounced perfectly off the level at 43.07, right at open, and then 3-barring. I got into calls in this candle here, just like Netflix, towards the end of this candle. So a better entry could have been here, right? That would have been a perfect entry because this didn't get past more than halfway the previous bar. It didn't close more than halfway. It wicked perfectly and bounced right off VWAP. VWAP's the only indicator I leave on during the day for that reason, right? Perfect wick off of VWAP does give you a good guide for the day, especially early on in the morning. So I do like that. And so this 3-bar here came in on this one. Yes, I was down about 25, 30%. I think maybe even like 35% I was down here because it was a Friday. 0 days move quickly. But on a Friday, I size my trade for like a 50% hit because Fridays things move like crazy. Things are very quick on Friday, as you know, if you trade options. Things move very violently, so I have to have a wider stop loss because things are just too violent. If I would have had a 20% or 30% stop loss here, I'd have gotten stopped out of the trade and missed this move, which I got like, I think 157%, I think I secured on this one. So again, coming in here over this bar, the 15-minute 3-barring, and then again, just trying to catch the green bars up. When are we out of the trade? Once we see weakness on the red. So, and get close below. So right here, a perfect close on NVIDIA. And I think I closed it, I want to say I closed it somewhere in one of these two bars. I forget exactly. Just because it took off so well, I was like, great, this is awesome. And if I'm being honest, the only reason I traded on Friday, a couple of things have to line up. Just like with trading, things have to line up for me to trade on a Friday. And one of those things is I have to have a good week. Has to be a good trade, obviously, a very high conviction trade, because if not, the trade's going to go against me. It's Friday. Things move too quickly. And I was going out to dinner on Friday, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to trade and make some money and see if I can make a few bucks. Just to go out to dinner, right? So that was my plan, having no expectation for the day, which is always smart, and just catching a quick move and not being greedy with it. Because yeah, it did. There were some bounces in here, but if I would have held even a runner, it would have went to 0 for the rest of the day. So 2 great trades, Thursday and Friday. There you have it. Let's stop the screen share here. Before I go, I just want to mention. Do subscribe to this if you enjoy these. I'm gonna keep making these. Also, like, I know like my audience isn't huge, I get that, but I like these. Honestly, make me better at trading. So selfishly, they're for me just as much as for you. So I'll make them even if no one watches them, because it makes me better. I also am gonna mentor a few people this year. I want to get into teaching people a little bit one-on-one. Not charging for it. It's gonna be free. I said 3 to 5 people, and I have had like 40 people reply. So if you want in on that, comment on this video or email or send me a message to the Cash Pineapples Instagram, just at Cash Pineapples. Follow it, send me a message there, and I'll get you going. So I'm basically just have to do it like a class on like Zoom or something, or Microsoft Teams or something, where I can record it and just kind of get it going that way. And we'll do like weekly sessions. I'm planning it all out now. So if you want in on that, do those things I just mentioned. So there you go. That's it. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And trade safe this week. All right. Bye.